Humans of this time should be tremendously grateful for being able to simply know things. Educating oneself back in the old times was much complex and harder due to physical, financial, and logistical barriers. There was limited access to books, high cost of materials, and lack of teachers being present. But today we have it all as the internet prevailed and books became more accessible. There is an abundance and overflow of knowledge and information. Therefore, it would be very dumb of a person who has access to internet and is not self-educating themselves. You should definitely learn to achieve personal growth, master real life skills, and adapt to a changing world. The plus point of self education is that you learn at your own speed. You follow your own true interests and build strong, independent, and critical thinking skills. To self educate, you need to firstly become your own curriculum designer, as it is less about staring at a textbook and more about building an active, structured system where you are your own student and teacher. One should be clear about what they want to learn and how are they going to study. This means that you have to choose a topic for your learning plan, and for the sake of this video, let it be philosophy. Philosophy is a very interesting and deep subject, therefore, starting it with the most complex philosophical work will drain you. So, we need good sources of educating ourselves. The first good and probably the best source of self education are books. If you read books, you're good, but if you don't, you should definitely start reading books. I'll share a link of my video about how to start reading books. Reading involves active cognitive effort and allows your brain to decode and reconstruct arguments and visualize narrative worlds in real time. A common misconception is that fiction is purely just for entertainment, but in reality, it is a high fidelity psychological stimulator because you step inside another person's internal monologue, feeling their cognitive dissonance, fear, and rationalizations. Cognitive scientists call this theory of mind the ability to attribute mental states to oneself and others. Also, it exposes you to metaphors, tone, prose, and subtle narrative arcs. It expands your vocabulary in terms of emotional precision, whereas nonfiction provides the explicit framework, mental models, and empirical tools needed to understand how the world works. When you combine fiction and nonfiction in a relevant way, you'll be able to make a lot of progress. The best way to read both is to read nonfiction books in the morning, as our brains have that analytical energy to comprehend and apply complex ideas, and save fiction for the later hours when your mind wants to wind down, visualize, and immerse itself in narrative. Another brilliant way to self educate would be watching documentaries. I personally love watching documentaries and I've been watching random YouTube recommended documentaries every now and then. But I would recommend you to watch the ones that you want to learn about because YouTube has a lot of great stuff and it's easy to get distracted. You can serve documentaries if you're exploring interest and want to find a good one to stick to. Documentaries are a powerful self educating tool because they bridge the gap between the analytical depth of non-fiction and the emotional resonance of fiction, using real world visuals to anchor abstract concepts. When we watch a documentary critically, we aren't just learning about the subject matter, but simultaneously learning a masterclass in how to observe the world. You can read 100 books about human behavior, grief, or ambition, but reading about an emotion is different from watching it happen, as documentaries capture unscripted micro expressions, hesitations, tone of voice. You brilliantly learn to read people. Most importantly, they offer a high value and low friction alternative when you are too tired to decode complex text but still want to learn. Articles are short and fast, but they give you real time access to the conversations experts are having right now. They are the perfect medium for hyper specific curiosities. They offer a unique intellectual benefit that sits perfectly between the quick scroll of social media and the deep commitment of reading a book, as they provide focused and high density information that can be consumed in a single sitting because they require less time to read. You can read articles from a wide variety of authors, publications, and cultural backgrounds in a single week, and innovation often happens when you combine two seemingly unrelated ideas, as it gives your brain a diverse pool of concepts to draw from. In an era of endless short form content and instant notifications, sitting down to read a 1500-word article requires sustained attention. Regularly reading long form articles is a great way to exercise your brain's capacity for deep focus and delayed gratification. Online courses are another extraordinary medium for self education, as they take massive chaotic topics and packages them into a clear step by step roadmap. You get a curated guidance of an expert, but you fully control when, where, and how fast you consume it. Also, seeing real time execution makes abstract ideas concrete instantly. And you don't just consume information, you immediately test it. Not just this, you can rewatch your course again and again until you get your point. Last thing is sort of a personal thing, and that is associating with people who are educated and learned. This is arguably the most powerful accelerator in self education. Because when we learn in isolation, we are limited by our own blind spots. But being around knowledgeable and experienced people transforms your self education in a prevailing way. Self education does not mean you have to just learn by yourself. It means you decide the curriculum. You cannot self educate purely through consumption. There is this cool technique called the Feynman technique, where Mr. Richard Feynman popularized a self study method which goes like, you do not truly understand a concept until you can explain it simply to a 12-year-old. Again, if you hang out with literate beings, you'll be able to know that how much you know about a specific topic. All the things that I mentioned in this video have amazingly worked for me, and I hope they work for you too. That's all for this video. See you in the next one.